Phantasmagoria by The Damned. The Damned were my favourite band in late 76 and early 77. I have a brother who is 9 years younger than me, and The Damned were his band in the mid-80s. We both went to see them in the late 90s at the White Horse pub on West Wickham Road. This was my brother's album. He left it with me to look after when he went to Hong Kong. It could be argued that The Damned were one of the bands that invented goth. From the word go, Dave Vanian, the lead singer, dressed like Dracula and famously drove around in a hearse. This was always balanced by Captain Sensible's comedy punk image with bright stripy jumpers and a red beret. But Captain Sensible left before the making of this album, though the best, most catchy song on it, Is It a Dream, has him credited as one of the writers. They have gone for the whole gothic thing on this album. The cover has a sort of Scottish Widows type woman in front of a graveyard in the snow. There is some Bach, toccata and fugue organ, and of course there is Vanian's dark baritone. Despite the goth dressing though, it is essentially a very good mid-80s rock album, with synths, distorted guitars and big drums. It is not that dissimilar to Teardrop Explodes or Echo and the Bunnymen. It is definitely more Born to Run than it is Bela Lugosi's Dead. The Damned were never really able to not be fun, unlike the real Doomsters and Gloomsters, Bauhaus, the Banshees and the Cult. The Damned always gave the impression of not taking it that seriously, even without Captain Sensible. The album starts with an instrumental passage that could fool you into thinking you were listening to Madness. And the song Grimly Fiendish sounds a bit like a Madness interpretation of a Syd Barrett Pink Floyd song. There are horns that sound like mid-60s Beatles, and there are other tastes of psychedelia. There are ungothy oohs and ah backing vocals, like The Who on A Quick One While He's Away. And there is an epic number that sounds like MacArthur Park if it had been produced by Jim Steinman. The album credits all the session players but not the band. And there is one song that was obviously not sung by Dave Vanian. It seems to be sung by somebody who sounds a bit like Robin Hitchcock, with backing that could be the Soft Boys or the Egyptians. The album originally came with a 12-inch single of their big hit, an epic cover of Barry Ryan's Eloise, which I think is one of the best hits of the 80s. Phantasmagoria, The Damned.